Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of SportsPoint, brought to you by Pointer Studios. I am your host, Jacob Spoerl, joined here to my right. We got Alex Proctor and Liam Statz. How you guys doing tonight? Or today?
Oh, gosh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was going to say I was doing great, and then all of a sudden I just couldn't get words out, and it hurt real bad.
Don't let that affect the rest of the show. You'll be fine.
I have two shoes, and I'm going to throw both of them at you.
At the same time?
Yes.
Alex, how are you doing?
Good. Me and Liam had class today together.
Oh.
Did you pay attention in that class? Did you?
I did, Professor Els. I paid attention.
We all stay educated and paying attention into our classes all the time. But this past week, a lot of things have happened in the sports world. A crazy trade.
How can you be
if anybody watched it.
The worst GM in Dallas and your competition is Jerry Jones?
Alex might disagree, a former Dallas native. But we'll get into that later. Let's start off the show right with the crowning champion segment. I'm going to start us off. I got a little tie, which is kind of representative of the scenario. I got Dawson Chirino and Peyton Hart from the UWSP men's hockey team for both scoring goals in Game 2 of the series this weekend against River Falls and tying each other again for the team's goal leaders at 15 apiece. This is just a friendly competition, I hope. Maybe, Alex, right? Or maybe they're not even thinking about it at all. I don't know. But they always – I feel like for the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, they just keep outpacing each other and then tying each other back. It's pretty awesome to watch. And congrats to both of them. Everyone played really great Saturday night and Friday too. But it was a great weekend. Great weekend.
Nah, better on Saturday.
Better on Saturday. That's what I mean.
You're always going to say better on Saturday.
Well, I mean,
Sadly, we lost.
Yeah.
You could play a great game. Stout played a great game, and they still lost.
No, but we didn't play a great game. That's the thing.
I thought you did.
I'm just being honest.
That's what we love.
You go out and we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it.
That's all right.
We'll talk about it.
We got more. All right. Who's got next for crowning champion?
Nah, you go. I want to. Actually, no.
We'll save it for last. Save this for last. Yeah.
All right. I said Jake Ottinger for really leaning into his nickname Auditor. He is a goaltender in the NHL, and he put a nod to it on his pads for the Four Nations tournament upcoming. He has a little otter and a little goalie pads. It's actually really adorable. I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fun.
No. He's got it on his helmet too.
Does he actually?
Uh-huh.
That's adorable.
He has Otter driving a Super Mario Kart.
That's awesome.
That is really cute. Yeah. So I like it.
What's the Mario Kart now? What's that compared to?
I forget what it.
He's
why
fast?
it has it, but
Nah.
no, he's really not that.
He's
fast.
really not that fast. He's a big man.
He's
He's a big guy.
That's fun though. Alex, give us your crowning champion.
Yeah, I got one. It's going to be controversial. I got Nico Harrison, the GM of the Dallas Mavericks. Way to get rid of that guy. He's a whining little baby. I don't want him in
That
Dallas.
is crazy. That is a crazy statement. And I think that you are the only one with that opinion,
I think
genuinely.
so too. You're talking about Luka, I presume.
Yes.
Oh man.
No, yes, Luka, face of the franchise, whatever. But
What do you mean? What do you mean? Whatever. 90 more points than 94.4% of all the players in NBA history before he's 25. What do you mean? Whatever.
yeah, but it's every other week. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, I'm hurt.
I think he can afford that when he still drops 28 points a game.
But he doesn't even play any games.
Guys, this is a crowning champion segment. We're not into that yet.
Oh no.
Do you have another one?
He doesn't. He hasn't won anything.
He took it. He took you to the finals.
Just
To the finals last
That's
year.
for the NBA segment.
Okay. We'll hold it till then. My other one. He had a sweep in 5 categories in the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
Hey, how does
Hey, not
Kendrick
like that.
Lamar relate to sports? I want to see you connect these dots.
I got a good way to do it.
There's a really easy one, but I want to see if you can do it.
He's gonna play in the Super Bowl.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
He does hopscotch in his music videos.
Oh, that was your first thought?
That's a sport.
That was your first thought?
It's competitive at
Your
grades.
first thought was
It is
hopscotch.
competitive at grades kindergarten through 12.
If you were playing hopscotch in grade 12, were you playing hopscotch in grade
Everyone
12?
across the nation saying they not like us.
No. Were you playing hopscotch when you were a senior in high school?
Heck yeah. You weren't?
We got to move on.
Move on.
We have to
All
move
right.
I
on.
feel like it's a bit heated after this crowning champion.
It might be.
Mint.
Let's take a quick move on to the next segment. The 3-point try, campus roundup. I'll start it off.
This guy plays hopscotch, and he's going to start things off.
You got a problem with that? I'm
What's
gonna
up?
hopscotch
What's up?
laps around you, buddy. But let's start it off with hockey, not hopscotch. That's for later. Starting off with the men's UWSP hockey team, they had a 2-game series, as mentioned earlier, against the River Falls Falcons this weekend. They lost game 1, 3-2, unfortunately, on Friday night. But they came back Saturday night and dominated the Falcons in game 2, winning 6-2. In game 2, the Pointers went 5-0 to start. 5 straight goals to start that game. And all 6 of their goals in that game were scored by 6 different Pointers. Dawson Chirino, Alec Hamady, Peyton Hart, Matthew Falls, Fletcher Anderson, and Owen Dean. And also this weekend, unfortunately, but related, the men's Superior Yellow Jackets team swept Eau Claire and still reigns supreme in the YAC.
They haven't played anybody good.
Alex, do you concur?
Reigns supreme?
But I mean, they're just at the top.
That's a little strong
Okay,
language.
all right,
It's some strong
all right.
language for that.
Reigns supreme?
Superior remains at the top of the YAC.
Well, I don't know about at the top either. I really feel like just
it's their number one.
Yeah,
I mean, at that point,
has
we're
the most points in the WIAC as of right now in this current moment in time.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Liam.
All
There's
right.
time.
Thank you, Alex.
There's time
There's
on
time.
the clock. There's 4 games left.
I'm not saying that they won't. I'm saying as of right now and for the past several weeks. But anyway.
Well, I mean, to add off of Jacob, Friday was disappointing. Saturday, I think you could tell by the first 30 seconds of Dawson Chirino running around, knocking people through the boards, that
He was mad.
the game was already on its way in the
Well,
Pointers' favor.
in the pregame, talking to Peyton Hart, he literally says, we have a different game plan. It's going to be a completely different style of play. And you see that the second they step on the ice, it's all right, time to hit anything that moves. Respect to the referees for calling just nothing at all, by the way, just not even a single thing.
They let a lot of things
They let a
fly.
lot of things go. And River Falls, because we sit right in front of their bench,
I mean,
hated
we
it.
called the game this weekend, and within that first minute, we both were like, "Yeah, this is a completely different."
This is a different team.
You could just tell by the physicality and the
Peyton
speed
Hart will
alone.
call his shot. He will call his shot every single time.
And it wasn't just them. I just felt like everyone was playing with they want to kill.
Well, the
someone.
crowd was different too. I don't know if you
I did
noticed that.
check.
The crowd felt really out of it on Friday. And then it was my dad texted me and he said it
Yeah.
feels like a funeral in here because he was at that game.
I checked
and
the
then,
attendance. They had 200. I think it was around 200, 250 more people.
Well, yeah, because the section next to us was actually
Right.
filled out.
Right.
So a lot more people makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, the men's team have 4 more games left in the regular season. The last 2 home games are this weekend against Northland College. And before I get to the women's team,
Last 2 home games of the regular season, you mean?
No.
Last 2 home games of the regular season, right? Of this
Oh,
weekend?
yes.
Yeah.
Last 2 home games of the regular season.
yeah, isn't that what I said? The last 2 home games are this weekend against the regular. I mean, I just said before they have 4 games left in the regular season, including those 2. I could specify even further.
Liam, we're not helping Jacob.
No, we're
tonight.
not. Not even a little bit.
Are you getting a Skype call?
No, maybe.
Is that Discord?
That might have been a Discord call.
Oh my-
Mute.
Mute. Why didn't you just hang up? Oh, you hang up and muted Discord.
Yeah, I hung up and then muted the computer so that it didn't.
Before Alex,
Cut that.
We got a little promo before you, but right before that, I just want to mention the women's hockey team this weekend. The Pointers absolutely dog walked Northland College this weekend, beating them 10-1, both games Friday and Saturday night. Now it is important to mention.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
that
really
Northland
that hard
College,
to do.
Their women's hockey team has not won a game yet this season, but it is still a crazy feat. 4 of the Pointers' goals were on the power play, and Maddie Anderle and Molly Polkamp both had hat trick games this weekend. They have 3 home games left in the regular season. 2 this weekend against Superior in the regular season, and one next weekend, against River Falls in the regular season. How does that make you feel about it?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for being specific.
Raise your hand. What do you have?
Northland is not a good program, are they? I don't know if you've noticed. Call me crazy, but I feel like my buddy's beer league team could probably beat Northland at this point in time.
crazy.
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say that I think they could.
Well, You heard it here first. But before we move on, Alex, give us a quick idea of what's going on this weekend, what the Pointers should know.
Pointers fans, you better get on your feet because the KB Willet is going to be electric this weekend. Friday night, we're going to be wearing military jerseys that are going to be auctioned off on dashauction.com. Okay? You can get my jersey, Dawson Chirino's jersey. You can bid on anybody's jersey. And then Saturday night, we have senior night. So we're celebrating all the seniors on the team. And,
How many are there this time?
7.
Nice.
So, yep.
That's a lot.
So
Thank you.
That's gonna be the big weekend. Like Jacob said, last 2 home games of the regular season, and yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Did you hear like Macho Man in the middle of that? It's like, no, you listen here, Stevens Point crowd, this weekend at the KB Willard Arena.
That's the Hulk. Woo!
I don't care.
It's all right. That's all right. Hey, that was great, Alex. Do we have any critiques from the fishbowl?
Oh, that was good.
That was good? Okay, thank you. All right, let's move on.
Bye, Mateo.
Why was that so disappointed, Mateo?
Yeah, you sounded...
You were disappointed. Did you want more? Do you want more jam?
I think so.
You want me to like flip the table over?
Well, that's not in the budget. But,
If you break my Blake Jeffrey and custom bobblehead, I'll lose my mind.
all right, let's move on. Liam, give us your sport and your teams.
Sport ball. Basketball, men's basketball.
Which is a sport,
What's
so
that?
you can hop off.
What's that?
Is basketball a sport?
Uh,
Just like hopscotch. Move on.
We're not going to be on this. By the way, there is a competitive world hopscotch tournament. So technically, yeah, it is technically a sport.
Yeah, I know. I'm not lying. I competed. No, I didn't. All right, move on. Basketball.
Do you feel good about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Men's basketball. They're 14-5 overall.
In the
4
regular
and 4.
season? I'm sorry. Get down. Get down. Flag on the play.
When did you get this?
What do you mean? I've always said that. Basketball. Let's stay focused.
Men's basketball currently 14-5 overall in the regular season. 4-4 in the regular season in conference play. They won against Whitewater last Wednesday at home. That was a crazy game to be at. There were 4 different slam dunks, including one by the freshman Holzel, who's 6'11", by the way. He is a tall man. When he went up for the dunk, he basically just stood on his tippy toes. Seth Myron had 19 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And then Tyshawn Teague Johnson really was kind of the talk of the night. It was his first career start, and he made the most of it. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, including going 3 for 4 from beyond the 3, and then 2 slam dunks. It was crazy to watch. It was a fantastic game overall. The Pointers went 11 for 18 from 3. There was a solid stretch in there where they just didn't miss a single one. They were like 8 for 8 at one point, so it was crazy. They will face River Falls tomorrow as of filming, so it'll be, whenever this comes out, it'll be Wednesday, the 5th of February, and then number 4, Platteville on the road Saturday. That's going to be a really tough game for them. Women's basketball, same exact record, 14-5 in the regular season, 4-4 in conference play in the regular season. They lost against a ranked Whitewater squad on the road. And then senior Alexa Thompson kind of was the talk of that game. 28 points, 11 rebounds. She has been just on fire this entire season. In that game, she also did reach 1,000 career points, just the 26th player in the program history to do so. They'll face River Falls in River Falls tomorrow, and then Platteville at home on Saturday as well.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Liam, very much. We're obviously coming down to a close in all these winter sports, so I'm excited to see how they conclude and continue. But that'll take us to Mr. Alex Proctor. What do you got for us?
I have UWSP swim and dive. We had 2 meets over this past weekend. Friday we had a meet versus UW Milwaukee. Sadly, we fell in both men's and women's, 71 to 206 in the men, 68 to 198 in the women. But on a good note, we did do well on Saturday with the meet against UW La Crosse here at home. The men's team had a victory, defeated UW La Crosse with the final score of 165 to 134. James Stadler won the 1-meter dive. Ryan Tratham won the 1,000-yard freestyle and 500-yard freestyle. Scott Jen dominated the 100-yard and 200-yard backstroke. Camden Barwick won the 50-yard freestyle and the 100-yard freestyle. Cody Hellebrand took the 200-yard butterfly. And last but not least, we won the 200-yard freestyle relay from Barwick, McMahon, Biskin, and Loy. So, yeah, pretty solid weekend from the men's team. The women's team fell to UW La Crosse, finishing 115 to 178. A couple highlights from the women. Holly, we did this last week. Holland Amber won the 200-yard freestyle. Rose Hansen won the 50-yard freestyle. Casey Frizz won the 200-yard backstroke, and Paige Anderson won the 500-yard freestyle. And then we also won the 200-yard freestyle by Amber Hansen, Ernst, and Shiglowski.
Ooh.
So not bad on the women. Got a couple wins, just didn't come up on the right side of it. Next meet is the WIAC Championships, which start on February 19th in Brown Deer, Wisconsin.
Whoa. Not too far from
Gone all over the state.
Milwaukee. That's pretty cool. Awesome. Everyone had really solid performances all around. Glad to see it in this time of the year. But folks, that'll take us to the professional sports talk. We'll start first with the NFL updates, just some quick news and recap. Mason Crosby, the best kicker ever in Packers franchise history. The all-time scorer in Packers franchise history has announced his retirement. This came to surprise several people because he hasn't been in the league for like a year, but pretty cool. The Pro Bowl games happened this weekend. I'm sure you guys watched none of it.
Unpopular opinion, it should go back to Hawaii.
That's not unpopular. That's pretty popular.
Let me think it's unpopular, dude, so I feel like a hot take or whatever.
Sure. Nobody likes it, I think, and this is my hot take. I think the Pro Bowl itself, before and after, and every timeline has been dumb. Because it's cool, it's entertaining if they're like hard-hitting and going at each other, but it's also like, what's the point? If your favorite franchise player who, let's say, like they just lost in the NFC Championship game or whatnot, they go and play in the Pro Bowl and tear their ACL, and they're out for like all next season. Like that would annoy me. But at the same time,
so you just don't.
But
like
at the same time,
Pro Bowl?
I went to the Pro Bowl in 2016 in Orlando, and it was pretty fun. Not really, because no one tried, and it's like that's also boring to watch too. So as long as like they're getting voted into the Pro Bowl and it's on the resume, that's cool. Whatever.
So you don't even think there should just even be a Pro Bowl?
Not really. The way they do like some of the games, I'll watch a clip online and be like, oh, that's fun, but it's like I don't.
Yeah, I think the skills competition type stuff is.
I think that's.
Well,
fun.
you're biased because the NHL does that all the time.
No, but that's true.
But guys don't try in that either. Like Kucherov coasted through it.
Forgot about Carlson when he just picked the puck up and put it on the blade of his stick.
Every year, the NFL always posts the highlights in the Pro Bowls from like 2005 when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Brett Favre were doing the longest throw challenge. Just do that. That's really all. But anyway, that is my little side rant. Throw that one ever. Let's take I kind of mentioned it last week, but I didn't really get into it. I just kind of want to get into it a little more about the Packers' future and what I think they should do. But first, really quick, I have a question. Alex, I'll let you know who these guys are, just in case if you don't know. Who has done the best job for the Packers so far? Goody, Brian Gutekunst, our GM. LaFleur, Matt LaFleur, our head coach, or Love, Jordan Love, our quarterback. Who has done the best of those three?
Goody, by far. See, all right, so here's the thing. Goody has done a great job at the rebuild that lasted a whole year. You know, if you turn around a rebuild in that time span, you're doing a great job. LaFleur, love the guy, head coach. I don't think he's had a season where he can prove he can play without Aaron Rodgers yet, to be honest. And so I think that there's still stuff to be desired on his play calling.
Yep.
And we can debate about that all night, but there's definitely some play calls where you're sitting there going like,
oh, trust me, Larry,
okay,
I 100% agree.
Love. He's still new. He's got 2 years of actual.
He's raw.
Yeah, he's got 2 years of actually being the starter under his belt. So I can't make an opinion anyway. He had a great first season. I would kind of say good, but maybe less so than second season. But he did have a lot of expectation on that second season, probably more than any quarterback has ever had. Three different injuries and ton of unknowables, all that stuff. So Goody's doing a great job. I really feel like he's probably the best one so far.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Goody, I think any criticism that goes Goody's way, I'm like, bro, he's done so much.
There is a ton of stuff. Everybody has criticism. Nobody is without criticism.
Oh, yeah, he's made a couple mistakes. Lucas Van Ness. But,
Oh, you don't like Luke Van
I
Ness?
never liked that. No, I've never liked that pick. It was always a reach to me, and he has not proven nearly enough.
I
He's
would
not
argue-
proven his worth of being a first-round pick.
I would argue that he hasn't had the chance to because he's been a second stringer for most of his time on the Packers. He hasn't really gotten the same reps.
But he had a lot more opportunities this last season, and I would argue his rookie season was more impressive. But that's just me. I really quickly have a plan. If I was the Packers GM, let me know if you disagree or agree. Alex, if you have any thoughts as well. Here's my plan if I was Brian Gutekunst, our GM. My number one priority is to go and trade for an elite pass rusher, whether that's Myles Garrett or Max Crosby. Now, this is relevant because do you know who not Max Crosby. Do you know who Myles Garrett is? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's the guy who hit a guy with the helmet.
They're not going to, bro.
I know. I'm just saying.
You can't get your hopes up. You can't get your hopes
Here's what
up.
I think will happen. I think because the Browns still really want him, but they're at the point where he's made it so publicly clear he does not want to play with Cleveland. I think it's going to go past free agency and go into the draft to the point where they're like, okay, he's not going to want to play for us. It might turn out into a bad type of deal.
Okay, so he's not a free agent. He's just saying I don't want to play. Okay.
No, I'm saying this is like, let's go trade for an elite pass rusher. I would probably maybe prefer Max Crosby just because he's a little younger, but Myles Garrett is him, and I've been saying
okay. So what mode do you think we're in? Do you think we're in win now mode, or do you think we're in prepare for
should be in
future?
win now mode.
Okay,
That's
so
what I
then
believe Goody
if
said.
we're in win now, then we go for Myles Garrett.
Exactly. So Goody made those moves last year, getting guys like Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs, and both hit him out of the park. Both are great players, and he's proved if you go out and make those big splash moves with guys that have proven they can do it, do it.
Do you think we have the cap space for Myles Garrett though?
Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do this season. However, there are several teams who have more open cap space, like Washington or even Chicago. Mateo. So those are more likely options, I think, for Garrett, but we'll see. Or we could go in free agency and try to get the best pass rusher available.
I think that
Ziza Ojulari.
I see this written here, but I agree that we can't get one through draft. We can't do it.
No.
Yeah, because
That's what I wrote down.
We need an experienced edge rusher to help, and while there are some good-looking guys in the draft right now, it's too much of a risk.
That's why I put it in bold. Preferably not getting a pass rusher through the draft due to our recent history because of guys like Van Ness, and unfortunately, I'm repping him today. Rashawn Gary. I love Rashawn, but he's had so much time, and he had a great year a couple seasons ago. This season I thought he'd take that step. And he got 7.5 sacks, but a lot of those were in the latter half of the season. And it's disappointing. And I just don't think we can – drafting a guy in the first round just based off of raw potential versus provenness has backfired in most cases with the Packers. So I think we got to get someone proven. And we did that with safeties for years. Darnell Savage was supposed to be like a gimme, and he had one really solid season. Xavier McKinney was the way to go. So I like the splash free agency type stuff that we've done. But the number 2 need is we need new corners. We can draft some, which I think that is more likely. We'll draft probably 1 or 2. But there's one guy in free agency I specifically really want, and that's DJ Reed from the New York Jets. I think he's been slept on for several seasons. He's not amazing. He's not a guy like Jair Alexander, but we have so much. We have more than enough money to go and get him.
See, that's the thing, though. Is he really that good of
He's
a
not
corner?
Jair, but it's depth. Because currently our depth is our kick returner. We need men. We need guys.
That's fair.
Put me in, coach.
I guess the point being is that you gotta make the big move first and then see how much cap space you got. Because if we break open the bank for an edge rusher, can we then go sign a good cornerback? Or if that's literally going to determine how we do this. Yeah. Because it's either we break the bank, get a good edge rusher that's good, or we split it half and half. We'll get a mediocre edge rusher and a mediocre cornerback. There's no in between.
I mean, we're going to still draft some guys.
Oh, yeah.
But then my third take is we still need wide receivers. There's a couple of good ones down the pipeline in the draft. I personally don't believe we will sign Devontae Adams or T. Higgins. How much have you heard about that, Alex? How much have you heard nothing about it?
No.
Do you know T. Higgins?
I know who they are.
Okay.
I think I know.
I mean, just basically a lot of Packers fans are like, oh, let's get Devontae back maybe. Some guys let's go get T. Higgins. Goody, from just what I heard from his post-season conference, is that he is more he wants the guys that we have now to just to take the next step versus going out and getting some guys. We'll definitely draft some receivers, but I think.
When was the last time we drafted a receiver in the first round?
I think 2002.
Yeah. So we need a wide receiver.
Here's the thing, though, Liam. Name me a wide receiver that's going in the first round.
That is
exactly.
That is a good point.
Travis
right now.
Hunter. The Packers picked 23rd, I think.
So here's the thing.
I'm not talking
do
about
you
the
get,
Packers.
do you guys do you think that Travis? This is just getting off on a tangent.
That's
do you
fine.
think that Travis Hunter deserves to go first overall? I really don't think so. I think there are other guys.
It depends on the scenario. I think people now are at the point where they don't want to like him, or they purposely have seen like him in a lot of stuff and him winning the Heisman, and that's affecting like their actual critique of him as a player.
See, I thought he was a very mediocre two-way player, but that's the thing is that when you have two, don't give me that. Don't give me that. It's recency bias. Name me one reason why he should have won the Heisman.
I think Ashton Genty should have won the Heisman.
Yes. So
I do
it's
believe that.
it's
I've
recency
said that.
bias. It's pretty cool that he's a
But-
really good two-way player.
Exactly.
But he's
You just
mid.
said he was a mediocre.
He's mid. He is a mid two-way player. He is average at both sides of the ball. I'm not saying
Wait.
I just want you to rewind.
Yeah,
that, 'cause you did
exactly.
just say
Yeah,
he's
go
a
back.
Really good two-way player.
It's pretty cool that he's
But-
a really good two-way player.
I
Yeah,
said I said mediocre, right? And then mid.
And then you said he was really good
Really
two-way
two-way
player.
Okay, well that's not what I meant. I'm just gonna
Okay,
I'm
I thought it
gonna
was
stick
mid.
with mid because I mean it's cool that you can
Are
play
you
both
sa-
sides of
wait,
the ball.
I just want to clear it up. Are you saying like he's mid at like one position, or he's just a bad two-way or mid two-way?
No, he is a mid two-way player, so he's mid at both sides of the ball. That's pretty cool if that's what you want, but it's why? Why do you disagree? If you look at his stats,
Because of how rare two-way players exist, he is already like with how solid he is at both positions. That makes him really good.
okay. I don't think that that's how you should approach that, to be honest. Because if you have a mid guy who could play both positions, that's cool. I mean, you
He's
can
not
get him
mid,
for
though.
both. He is mid.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. If you look at his stats, he's average right in the middle of the pack for both positions.
I watched. Yeah, Alex, give me your take.
You got two things.
Okay.
Okay. I like that he plays both sides of the ball.
agree.
Mhm. I do too. I think it's cool.
I think that it's so stupid that guys don't do it more often. Like, I feel like you should be able to do both.
Okay.
Okay. And second of all, I don't think he's the greatest thing that ever touched
No.
the ground.
Yeah,
but
me
He's
neither.
an entertaining player to watch.
He's very
Okay,
fun.
I'm not gonna disagree with that, but that's not my point. My point being is that his stats aren't anything to be excited about.
Well, that's where I somewhat disagree.
Why?
I don't think you're saying his stats are mediocre. I disagree
Why?
because they're not. He's like I think he was.
Okay.
I think with people not PFP or whatever. But like there was the draft tutor guy that I follow, one of the guys that I follow. He's got like his corner ratings as like top 12, which isn't great, but his receiver ratings were also like top 13. Like that alone makes him good just because he's useful.
Just because he can be useful
I'm not
on both
saying
sides
he's
of the ball.
amazing. I'm not saying
Okay,
he should.
so I think that the confusion here is happening is that I'm not saying that he's not a good player. I'm just saying that
He's mediocre.
if he's a position player, like he plays wide receiver, he's mid. That's still good because if you're a mid player as a wide receiver, you're
I
solid
think we
like
gotta
second
see
string
how
guys.
He plays out in the NFL because I
It is-
watched
it's a-
the first season with
yeah.
Deion when they played TCU. That game, I was like, this kid's real, and
yeah.
he's been like that though. So that's what gives me confidence is he could be a promising player. It's just tough because I don't know how the NFL.
Well, skills don't always translate. I think that that's pretty relevant in a lot of areas, but I
he's
don't
going
know.
to go no matter what we say. He's going top 5.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's recency bias.
Yes,
There's just
Alex.
a ton of. Just give me a second.
boy.
Well, you can't. I'm in the middle of a
I know.
tangent
We
here.
interrupt each other. This is the interrupting show at this
Okay, well, go ahead then, Alex.
point.
No,
say it.
please.
Say it.
No,
Liam, say it.
no. It's fine. It's whatever.
Go. Please. I know exactly what I want to say.
All
Just
right.
continue.
Well, then I don't really want to continue. Then I feel like you're about to like.
Someone
Take
say
the-
something.
No. Well, okay. So the good thing that if the Titans get my buddy Travis, and he plays both sides of the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Levis won't have an issue because he likes to throw it to the defense. So we might be a good ball team.
Whoa! You know what? That might have been the smartest thing said today, so I'm going to just leave it there. The last thing before we move on,
That's the funniest that you could have possibly.
that was really good. The last thing before we move on and get into this next segment, which I'm excited for. Obviously, the Super Bowl is this weekend.
Throw the flag on it. Throw the flag on the Super Bowl.
The officials will get mad at you.
I know they will.
Stop making
Sorry,
conspiracy theories.
Patrick Mahomes. It got too close to him. Automatic touchdown, and the following kickoff will be
Did
from
you
the
see
15-yard
that?
line.
We didn't talk about this last week, but did you see that, like, the refs can award points?
Yeah, literally they said at some point the refs can award points if it's a repeated
Now,
offense.
I think people did get a little too carried away because I was watching that, and it was really funny. Frankie Louvu just
kept doing
They were
it.
at the 1 yard line, and the defender, like, kept hopping off sides, and they were at a point like, dude.
Well, yeah, at that point I can understand because it happened like, what, 5 times at that
rule
point,
was
right?
written in the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like, that is an old rule, and
Yeah.
it makes sense. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's the only rule that people just want to hate on referees right now, and that's valid. There's a little bit of, but that's a good reason to award points, I
All
think.
right, so do you guys have, this is just a personal thing, and whoever wants to go first can say it. Do you have a favorite Super Bowl that you've watched? I have one in mind. Yeah, give it to me, Alex.
The Cardinals and the Steelers.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good, wow.
Wow, that's the 2008 Super Bowl. That was Santonio Holmes, Larry Fitzgerald, Kurt Warner.
Yeah,
That's a good pick, Alex. All right.
Okay, I have 2. Mine is obviously it's 2010 Steelers Packers simply because
Wait,
that's
why? No, I'm just
that's it was the first Super Bowl I ever got to watch on television, and I remember it so fondly because we made a little shrine in our house of all of our Packers memorabilia. My parents have a surprising amount of Packers memorabilia, like game worn gloves from Donald Driver. I know, right? At that point, like when I was like,
money is that worth?
8 years old, like that tall, I was like, I didn't really fully appreciate how valuable that is. But looking on it now, I'm like, holy shit, we have like that in our. What do you mean? Dude, it was crazy. Also, sorry for that. I just realized what I said. It just clicked.
Like, whoa.
It just clicked in my brain.
No, that's
but
all right.
holy,
I'll put a
Chipola.
bleeper. You should do that when we're announcing a hockey game this weekend. Holy, and I'll just look at you,
Dude,
like what I said.
We're not. It'll never be 2021 again. I'll never
start
do
checking
it.
your watch?
What's that? Yeah, it'll never be 2021 again, ever. I'll never. That Augsburg game, hated
That
that.
was in 22. Actually, it was in the year 23. It was the 22 season.
You remember at the beginning of the show where I said I'd throw both shoes at you?
I'm sorry for being correct.
The other one is the Rams Bengals Super Bowl from a couple of years ago.
That was a good one.
I love that one simply because seeing Matt Stafford finally get a ring after years of suffering, that was crazy. But also watching Joe Burrow have an actual chance at winning the Super Bowl
That was a good game.
that was a good Super Bowl. I really liked it.
If I had to pick, now I've told you this, I didn't really become a Packer fan and start watching football until 2015. So that's what I didn't see.
Oh,
I
I'm so
haven't-
sorry.
Yeah, I know. So I've been sticking with it. And I haven't seen us win a Super Bowl, but
You didn't watch that? Like you just didn't in
it
the
was
corner of your
on.
eye?
But I was probably playing with Lego Ninjago or something. I don't know.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Yeah, I
My parents let me stay up until 12 to watch that game. It never happens.
I wasn't into football or really into sports like that yet. But I will say this. My favorite Super Bowl that I've actually watched was Nick Foles and the Eagles against Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
This is back when I actually was kind of like the Eagles, and it was such a good sports story because it was a backup quarterback who barely played. I mean, he used to be a starter, but not really. And he was a backup quarterback that went against Tom Brady, and no one remembers this. Tom Brady threw for over 500 yards in that Super Bowl and lost, and it was a great game, back-to-back scoring.
The
Philly
Philly special.
It was an incredible football game, and it was just
Have you ever watched the Titans win a Super Bowl?
don't be like that.
No.
They were in one.
They were in one.
Steve McNair.
They were in one not that long ago.
Aaron McNair, man.
It was like 25 years ago. It was pretty long.
What do you mean not that
Oh,
long ago?
then they were in the semifinals.
Oh, they were in the.
That's
they
true.
were in the conference
They did have a
championship
shot.
against the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yeah, they did have a
Okay,
shot.
I will say it really quick. That was my favorite Titans team because Ryan Tannehill was under center, and that was the year where Derrick Henry was like really like.
Yeah.
was cooking.
See?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I enjoyed it because they started off. They dethroned the Patriots dynasty. That's the wild card is when they played the Patriots. Tom Brady's last pass as a Patriot was a pick six against the Titans. So you know what?
Isn't it crazy how careers always used to, like Aaron Rodgers' last throw against as a Packer was an interception. It's kind of just crazy how like great.
Brett Favre's last pass as a Packer was an interception.
Well,
in
here's the
NFC
thing about
Championship
Brett
game.
Favre being a quarterback. Love that guy, but holy schmoly, that amount of interceptions for a career is insane.
Yeah, he's still a top 10 quarterback. Of all
Oh well, yeah, I'm not
All
gonna
right.
debate that, but yeah.
All right, so NBA update. You guys, whoever wants, you guys can talk about this one. But we're
All right,
gonna talk about-
let's resume the
Yeah.
argument from the start of this
All right,
episode.
here we go.
What do you mean by get rid of that
really
guy?
Quick, really quick, I just want to say, for anyone that doesn't know, breaking news
you-
from this weekend,
breaking news.
from the middle of the night, the Dallas Mavericks trade Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis, a half-eaten sandwich, and a tin of Pringles.
Yeah, see, everything I see online, it's literally like, oh, get out of here. For Luka Doncic.
Okay, but
who
let's
do you-
listen to the Dallas Mavericks fan really quick, and then Liam, we can get into it.
All right, go ahead.
He took us all the way to the finals to play some useless ball.
At age
'cause
24.
We didn't raise the
At
top.
age 24.
We went
At
all,
age 24, though, I think, is what you're forgetting there.
Okay.
At 24 years old.
I don't care how old he is.
Yeah, but what do you mean? He hasn't even hit his prime yet. You traded away before he was even in the prime of his life.
Okay, let's look at this, though. A team that didn't make the playoffs and them got the exact same result. Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
What are you
doing a
talking
monkey
about?
run.
What are you talking about?
All or nothing. All or nothing.
No, that's it. You're okay. Well, oh.
Yep, I stand by it.
Lord help me, Jesus help me.
He switched.
We ain't winning this year either. So.
Yeah, because you don't have Luka Doncic. Because you traded away a player who throughout all of history, 94.4% of all NBA players in history, more points than all of them before he hit age 25.
I'm not saying he's a bad player.
So then why are you saying that this is a good trade?
Because he's a cultural cancer.
I'm sorry that he likes Taco Bell in the morning. A lot of us do. Why are you saying that's he's 270 pounds. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah. Is that a problem? He could cut that weight. Just you watch. He's literally gonna pull. He's gonna
hot
pull
take.
James
Taco
Harden.
Bell's overrated.
That's fine. We'll get to that in a second. He's gonna pull James Harden, where all of a sudden he's gonna take off the fat suit and he's gonna drop 50 a game.
Well, what if he turns into Zion?
Okay.
No, but that's
here's,
in
here's
Alex's favor because he's gone.
But
I
here's,
just hit the mic.
here's the other thing. I like Bronny, so I want to see Bronny win it.
Oh,
You like Bronny James?
Yeah,
you want to see the
goat.
Lakers? Wait,
Wait,
you wanna see the
LeBron James or his son?
The child. Yo, imagine
What is going on?
Oh my gosh.
Bronny, and Luka. And they wear pointer gold. and
Oh,
purple.
wait. You heard it here first.
We're coming
Alex
all the way
Proctor
back, full
is a
circle.
Lakers fan.
Yeah,
Whoa.
dude, they got it in the bag.
Are you a Lakers fan now that Luka Doncic went?
Well, I mean, I was supporting Lil Bron.
The child.
So the child, but now are you more of a Lakers fan because Luka Doncic? So what was all this about him being a cultural cancer?
I mean, you
That
can
was-
be cancer and win on the Lakers now.
That was so much fun.
All right.
LeBron's got it in the bag.
Hold on, really quick. I will say I've said this before. I really enjoyed watching the Mavericks this last year because I like that duo of Doncic and Kyrie Irving. It was fun to watch. But
Oh, the thing they posted 2 days before he got traded was Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic like hanging out with each other and like can't post enough videos of these two.
well, I feel bad because like I'm not a Dallas sports fan, but I do like the Mavericks and I just like that duo and like I don't like
They held a funeral for him. The fans
Yeah,
held
did you
they
see that?
held a
They
funeral
brought a
for him.
coffin.
Listen,
Listen,
I can't say that I've never seen a team do that because the Golden Knights fans did that after Fleury got traded. So it has happened before. It's an extreme step, don't get me wrong, but you trade away the face, literally a franchise player who was going to get a Supermax
it's
contract.
just crazy because like my feed for an entire like day and a half was all this trade, and I was just
It hit every single sports
You were
channel.
the first person I saw to send it, and I was like,
That's hacked.
This is so fake.
Everybody thought Shams was hacked.
I
Every
know.
single person.
Mateo thought that.
Yeah, Mateo did. Listen, every single channel that you could possibly think of for sports reported that story. Because in the middle of like a Gonzaga basketball game in the college basketball, they're like, yeah, breaking news: Doncic to LA in exchange for Anthony Davis.
Which is insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, literally, that was the steal of a century, and every single meme I've seen on it is literally like people,
So,
like, yeah.
Alex, are you excited for AD?
No, I'm getting a Lakers 7-2,
Yeah,
Jay.
listen, fully on the bus over to LA. This
Yep.
man is not a
I'm
Mavericks fan anymore.
His jersey looks wrong to me. It looks weird.
I'm
not
getting-
just because of where he's been.
Purple Lakers jersey, Proctor on the nameplate, 7-2 on the number.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Well,
Bandwagon.
Actually,
Excuse me.
do you guys want to say the rest of this segment because I feel bad?
Who should the Bucks trade for? Luka Doncic, apparently, since they're just giving him out for nothing, bro. Give me Chris Middleton for Luka
Did
Doncic.
you hear what Giannis said?
What's that?
So after that, I think it was the next day when they lost, the Bucks lost, which we'll get to in a sec. But Giannis was like, "Hey, I'm happy for all these European players going to big market cities and letting them play, and they deserve that." Giannis is a European player who, playing in a small market team, might want to go to a big market. I just think it's like I texted
Giannis Antetokounmpo to the
I texted my friends, and one of them was like casual, and I was like fair, but it was also like, and then I pranked them. I said, Giannis to the Celtics, and one of them actually believed me for a second. It was very funny.
Yeah, you just gave that man a heart attack. I hope
He
you're okay
literally
with
said,
yourself.
I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, I'm hope you're happy with yourself. You just had somebody
Kind of
give up.
was, because it was their fault for believing me. I misspelled every word just to make it seem like it was off, but I do misspell words a lot. So, all right, give me the rest of the NBA update, and then we'll let Alex do the NHL. Or, never.
I'll do that. Bucks have lost 4 straight, even though our last game our stars didn't play. Yeah, they started all bench
I
players.
was all bench players.
All bench players.
Like, all
Literally,
the
not
starters
even
out.
the 6 man. It was
Yeah.
just bench players the whole way through.
Yep.
I'd still say we're in a slump. That's accurate. That is accurate. However, if you look at the season the Bucks have had, 2-8, 7-1, 6-7, 7-1, and then we're going. It's literally up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So
It's got to get high at the right time. That's why it's like you can't.
Well, it's the same thing with
even though
baseball.
I was guilty of overreacting at the start of the season because, to be fair, we looked like
2-8, yeah, that's bad. That looked awful.
we didn't just look. Well, we're kind of in a slump. We were like, oh, do
Wow.
we suck?
Yeah,
are
like,
we
what
terrible?
happened?
But I mean, there's still a lot of time to go on. I still don't think we're going to the finals or anything like that. But we'll postseason fun. We'll see. Probably not Dallas though. And then who's going to? Speaking of who's going to the finals in 2025?
Celtics
Lego.
again.
And LeBron
Oh, little Lakers,
and Luka.
Celtics.
Lakers Celtics would actually not be that bad.
I'm just so sick of seeing both those teams because okay. Like,
Well,
get
you
it.
got to remember,
But-
it used to be Lakers and the Warriors. It was Lakers
In the
Warriors,
2010s,
literally every
but,
single year.
all time, like they're like the rivalry that they had with Magic.
Okay,
and
I guess
Larry
it is.
Bird
It is Lakers Celtics pretty much throughout the entirety
throughout
of
the entire 20th
yeah,
century. I feel like.
yeah, pretty
But
much until the end, baby. Michael Jordan.
I really hope that it's something like
Bulls
Cav-
reference for you, Mateo.
I really hope it's something like Cavs Grizzlies because they're both good.
The Cavs are surprisingly good this
The
year.
Cavs are really good.
Speaking of which,
Ja Morant.
I do like the John Morant.
did you?
Alex Proctor Grizzlies jersey.
In the black.
Are you a fan of like every other team now that Luka Doncic isn't on the Mavericks anymore?
I like the Grizzlies because they're in Tennessee.
Okay.
And then I like the Mavs.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I really like them anymore.
Yeah. Sorry.
then-
Scratch.
Whoa.
Lakers.
I like LeBron because he wins. Consistent.
That's just a bad. That's literally the definition of bandwagoning. By the way, It's just, I
Well,
like
I
this team
just-
because they win all the time.
No, LeBron wins all the time.
Okay, so Cavs fan, then to Heat fan,
no,
then to Lakers fan, right?
LeBron
That's how it works. Yeah, that's what you
LeBron
did.
fan.
A LeBron, yeah. So Cavs fan into
Nah, I
Heat
don't-
fan
I
into
don't-
Lakers
I
fan.
don't care about the rest of the team. I care about LeBron.
Dude,
And
All right.
and now Bronny.
Give me the NHL update. I think we're done with basketball.
I love
I
basketball.
know exactly what your like history is on Instagram. By the way, I know what specific type of meme you are a fan of on Instagram.
Okay, we'll look at the NHL. Ryan Hartman suspended 10 games for roughing.
You
Tim
gotta understand
Stützle.
that's a huge suspension.
Yeah. What do you do? Kill someone?
Almost.
Might as well.
Well, he took Tim Stutzle's eye out, dude.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Longest suspension in the NHL since 2018. I think that was Tom Wilson.
Yes, it was.
On Sunquist.
That was, yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right about that. Before we move on, I actually have a thing for you. Don't know this, so it'll be interesting to actually get your opinion on it.
Oh, okay.
Do you think the NHL has a problem with actually suspending its players?
Do I think that? Oh, I thought you.
Oh, for him? No.
Oh,
yeah.
is it for me?
Say that again.
Oh, it's for Alex.
Do you think that the NHL has a problem with actually like punishing and suspending its players?
No, I think.
You think it's fine?
I think it's.
I know that you're not a fan of the NHL. I just want to get your reaction about
It's
it.
not that I'm not a fan. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I just don't pay attention.
He's
to
not well versed.
He's not well versed.
I'm not educated.
No,
I
I
think-
think.
no.
Are you asking me that they do too much?
No, too little. Do you think they do too little?
No, because I think that the players govern themselves.
Let them play, boys.
See, it's two weird cultures colliding. It's people looking from an outside perspective, right?
I never brought up the fact that I almost died to a hockey.
We'll do that in a second. Well, it's two different cultures. It's people who are looking in and going, "Wow, this guy got 41 games for gambling, but this guy who like took this dude's knee out only got 10 games."
But that is a problem among all professional
Oh,
sports.
sure,
In the
but-
NFL, so Deshaun Watson got suspended 11 games for doing a lot of bad things.
Yeah,
But-
and it's weird you say 11 games because it's, why not 10 games? Oh, 11 because the next game back was him versus the Texans.
Also, why not like a season, or why not be banned from the NFL for doing those types of things? But you also have moments where like Jameson Williams was banned, or not Jameson Williams, Calvin Ridley was banned for several games because he bet in-house in the team facility. But Rashee Rice was driving under the influence, way speeding, and hit a woman, hit a car.
Didn't
a
even
woman
go to
driving a
jail
car
for
who was
that.
pregnant, and she almost died. But
Didn't even go to jail for that, by the way.
he didn't even get suspended. He got fined, and that was it. And it's just like, so where do we draw the line? So I think that's an all sports issue. Of
Yeah.
like, we got to figure out.
I know.
Come on.
It's a problem unto itself, but like Alex said, in the NHL, it's a uniquely hockey thing where you just beat the crap out of each other and you get 5 minutes in the box. I mean,
You disagree with that?
No, that's literally what he was saying. Is like that players, if something doesn't happen, players will take it into their own hands. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's more so like that was kind of a thing of like the 90s and early 2000s.
I
It's
mean,
less so now.
It still happens today. Like Zach LaRue a month or two ago.
That's true.
On Nashville, I think slew-footed a player on the Wild, and like took
Yeah,
took their captain out.
Yeah, Foligno, and then
And,
I'm pretty sure
two
what's his
or
nuts?
3 weeks ago, LaRue got his face beat in by the next time they played the Wild. So that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I think that there should just be a little bit more on the part of the league as well, though.
yeah,
I mean, the maximum's fine in the NHL. I think it's only like $5,000, isn't it? Yeah. And if you're getting paid $8 million, oh man, sorry, I almost killed this guy. Here's $1.
Yeah.
no. Well, moving on, Jonathan Quick's milestone, the New York Rangers goalie, becoming the first U.S. goalie to achieve 400 NHL wins. And he's third
good.
among active players to reach this milestone. So I
Wow.
think Fleury is one of the other ones.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I can't even think about,
Craig Anderson still playing?
I don't know.
I do not remember if he is or
I
not.
can't remember.
Who's the other
I
guy?
can't remember
Who's old right now? Who's still playing with Brian Elliott? No, there's no way he's got to 400.
No way.
You don't even know who that is.
Moving on, salary cap is going to be increasing in the NHL from $88 million to $113.5 million over the next 3 seasons. I think it was going up around right before COVID happened, and then they kept it at $88 million.
Because of the bubble.
Yeah, so kind of saw it coming. So that'll be starting in 2027, the 2028.
Time to pay Tom Wilson $5 million again.
Recently, the Jets have been on a tear. Another win over the Capitals, 5-4 in overtime, with Josh Morrissey scoring the game winner. New York Islanders extend their winning streak to 7 games. By
Oh
beating
my
Tampa
gosh,
Bay.
where are the Islanders coming from? Oh, pray tell, how are the Sabres doing, real quick? Just
You know what?
how are the
Let's-
Sabres?
I think it's time to move on. to
How are the
NCAA
Sabres-
Hockey.
how are the
I think
Sabres
that's
doing real
actually
quick?
the next part of the.
Oh man, what is that? Was that 8th in the Atlantic? Wow, that's
I don't know
that's crazy.
what you guys talking about.
Last in the East.
Hey, Jacob, who are you a fan of, real quick?
The Green Bay Packers.
Favorite hockey team though? That's not
UWSP
collegiate, not
Oilers.
collegiate. NHL, favorite NHL hockey team.
I was gonna say Milwaukee Admirals if you didn't say. I'm a Buffalo Sabres fan.
That's what I thought. I can't talk because the Knights are doing so bad right now. It is.
God, the
Yeah,
Knights
I mean,
suck.
no, I don't think any of us can really talk because all of our teams.
Yeah, let me
are-
tell you, the Blackhawks going for the number 1 overall pick again.
I was gonna say, I think the Blackhawks actually suck worse than us.
That's a hard
That's
feat
a
too.
hard thing, yeah. Because every time I get a notification, they lose. So
The Preds and the Blackhawks and the Sharks are all worse than Buffalo.
we're not the
We're all a
worst.
fan of bad teams right now.
Yeah. So,
Dang.
I say that like the
but
Golden Knights
the
aren't
Knights are doing
31
just-
and it's
just
8-16 right now though.
So, yep. Jets are sitting at the top of the Central. Oilers top of the Pacific. The Pacific.
Frank, you'll be happy about that.
Panthers, Atlantic, and Capitals in the Metropolitan. So
Nice.
Oh, Capitals. Do you think Ovechkin will hit the record?
I want to.
He's actually one of the few NHL
Yeah.
players I
He's
do
gonna
know.
hit it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
Do you want him to?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Records are meant to be broken. I actually do know who that is.
Yeah. So
Alex
that's all.
Ovechkin.
That's all I got.
Do you know who Wayne Gretzky is?
No. Yeah, I know. Who
Okay,
Wayne
well
Gretzky
some
is.
people don't. That's all I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy actually.
Liam?
Mm.
College hockey, Division One.
Division 1 because nobody ever writes anything for D3 and it's kind of upsetting.
We do.
Yeah, there's no. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about it. The only piece of D3 news that's
Yeah.
pretty cool right now. Number 1 Hobart finally loses a game for the first time in 42 games.
Finally.
Thank you, Anselm. That was pretty cool in overtime, 3-2. Eastern hockey versus Western hockey. Peyton Hart has this opinion. Western hockey's a lot harder than Eastern hockey.
Are we in the West?
Yes.
Because we're on the East Coast, technically. Is that why?
Yeah, so like Eastern hockey predominantly is New England. It's kind of crazy how many New England teams play at D3. It's like 50 something. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. The NCAA, hey, if you're watching NCAA, the way you do the D3 hockey tournament is terrible and you need to fix it. Moving up.
Might be getting attacked now.
That's fine.
Okay.
D1 hockey, the
in the
bean pot.
budget. Sorry.
Huh?
Keep going.
Do you know what the bean pot tournament is?
Yeah. We put chili in the pots every year and see how many beans we can get out of it.
So the Bean Pot Tournament is the Boston College Hockey Tournament. That it's Harvard, Boston, and Northeastern, both Bostons, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So both of those games were just awful to watch because BU beat Harvard 7-1, and then Boston College beat Northeastern 8-2
Boston College is the number 1 team.
in the nation right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff Hafley's alma mater.
Yeah. So just
dead.
absolute nail biters of games. Oh man, I just didn't know who might have won those games. Just the whole
I
time.
sense sarcasm. Oh, it's literally written on the script.
Sarcasm parentheses. Other notable games: Michigan State. This is keeping in the Big Ten. Michigan State at Ohio State. Ohio State actually beat Michigan State.
Whoa!
Yes, that's huge. It's important for us because right as it stands right now, we don't have home ice in the Big Ten tournament, and I would really like to keep home ice in the Big Ten tournament. That'd be cool. And then RIT at Air Force. RIT beat Air Force. That was pretty cool. And Colorado College versus Western Michigan. It's crazy how many Michigan teams are good right now, and I'm not sure I like that, to be honest. I really hate Michigan. Colorado College faced off against third-rate Western Michigan. I do think that they got the win. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm not totally sure off the top of my head.
What
And
happened with Wisconsin hockey team?
We got swept. Season swept by Minnesota. It's on the screen.
That's
Right
why I
there.
said it.
Yeah. You trying to move me along?
No, I was trying to make you a little upset.
Oh, I'm over
You
it.
move it? Okay.
See, this team is too talented right now to be losing as many games as they are. And it makes me so sad.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's supposed to be good.
Yeah, we have
But Minnesota is good.
Is
They
good,
Prove it
yeah.
every year. So
Quinn Finley, leading goal scorer in the nation. Logan Hensler, leading freshman goal scorer in the nation. Gavin Morrissey leads the nation in assists.
Can I make an NFL comparison?
Sure.
This past season, Cincinnati Bengals had the
Yes.
leading passer, leading receiver, the Triple Crown winner for
L-
receiver.
yeah,
and
literally that is the
leading
correct-
sack leader.
We have another Mike Richter Award watch list goaltender in Scarfoni, and he actually started the season on the Hopey Baker watch list. So, like,
Oh.
yeah.
But with that being said,
We're still ranked somehow.
bunch of individuals. You need a team.
Yeah, that's true. Then that's the worst part is they do play cohesive. Like, it's crazy. I just don't understand why we're losing so bad. But still ranked, still hope, but, you know.
No.
Well, really?
Sorry, excuse me.
Well, I think we've learned Bronny all the way this time, and Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter to the Tennessee Titans. All right, that'll be all for this show.
I just remembered something I
What?
saw. Cooper Kupp is getting traded, right? And I saw
Yeah.
this thing. It's Cooper Kupp injured, was once the best in the league in his 30s. That man is already a Titan.
Oh, because that's where all the old receivers go. Yeah, probably. We'll see.
Titans on the Super Bowl 2026.
Okay, a lot needs to happen. You might need holy water and other things. to
Well,
keep-
I mean, Levis is
Chiefs
going to be
black magic.
tossing
The
into a
mailman.
defensive player.
Will Levis is not going to be your quarterback in 2026, dude. There's no way.
All right, well, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys, everyone that helped out, and thank you guys for being on the show, of course. Make sure to go check out the Pointer Studios Instagram page and everything else we got cooking, entertainment, news, and of course more of us sports. We're doing both hockey games this weekend. So good luck to you, Alex Proctor, and the rest of the team. But from all of us at SportsPoint, we'll see you next time.